Hey everybody, what's going on? It is Big Adrian back at you for another episode of Howling at Life. And in studio, we have Frankie the Monster joining us for this week's episode.
What's up, guys?
Hopefully he'll stay awake during this episode. Oh man, hey, it's good to see everybody back here in the Wolfpack out there joining us for another episode of Howling at Life. We do what we do. We'll get into this. We'll kind of do some topics and stuff and some announcements and all sorts of stuff going on like we always do. So a little bit of movie review as well, and that going on. But we'll kind of it'll all tie in together like we always do every fucking week. So hey, don't forget you can always like and subscribe. Well, if you're not subscribe, if you're listening to this shit, you better be subscribing. But you can always like and comment on the video, on the episode, as well as leave comments and stuff like that. When it comes to social media, you can always drop a comment there or any topics that you'd like to hear, or maybe something that you got from the episode. So you can always do that on any of the social media. And if you don't know my social media, you better go listen to some other fucking episodes and get my social media, because I say it every fucking episode almost. And yeah, so there. So you know what I mean? You'll see the dog walking in the background. Please don't focus on the dog. It's about us. Fucking Toby. Better be eating your food, bro.
About him, about us.
Better be eating your food, bro. So you see the background and the pad and stuff like that. So
he's grounded.
Yeah, he's grounded. Damn it, walking on the damn tables and shit.
Yes.
Non-bugger. Anyways, well, welcome back to another episode of Howling at Live, everybody. We're gonna cover some stuff. Hey, bro, what do we got? We got one more weekend, or is this the last one? No, this is the last weekend of July.
Yes. Next week is August.
Damn. Shit. Actually, no, I think, isn't it like this Friday is actually August?
Yeah. It's,
oh yeah, I got tattoos like a motherfucker this weekend.
Yep.
Wow, there's a lot of stuff. Man, that went by quick.
Dude, it felt like we just did 4th of July and fucking gone.
Bro, it felt like we just did fucking Martin Luther King Day. What happened to Juneteenth?
Oh, yes. What happened to Juneteenth?
So, I don't know, it came and went. But anyways.
Power to the books.
Power to better buzz. So anyways, yeah, a lot of stuff been rocking and rolling for sure. Just some announcements. We'll kind of get into that first, so we'll do that again. So Frankie came over this weekend, and we started editing the second short film from Howling Big Productions. So this short film that we're doing will probably be about a 4 or 5 minute short film. Pretty simple, pretty quick, pretty in there, pretty out. You know what I mean? The other one was like a lot of stuff. But I'm trying to gear a lot of these videos, short films that I'm doing, to be able to be a little bit more, I don't know. You could see it and you don't have to be like, oh, fucking like drawn out. The first one was a really big project to kind of get out there and
I think it was a good thing that you threw out that first project after now in these, you know?
Yeah. I like the fact that we did that. There was a storyline. There was something that I was trying to achieve with it for sure.
Yes.
And a lot of the editing process and whatever. Like it kind of really spearheaded for this first project that we did. If you haven't seen it, it's on YouTube, on my channel actually, Athlete. Yes. Check it out. But it really did show me that there's different ways to kind of do. There's different ways to kind of do a short film. So like on this one, very minimal cast. I usually do that places that are free, because I ain't paying.
No.
But I did it with like 3 people, you know what I mean, in the cast, and just me filming, and like I did it one night in a couple hours and I shot like 100 scenes. So now I'm just trying to get that whittled down to a good, 4 minute, at least a 4 minute deal. Me and Frankie last night, we did the first 51 seconds.
Yes.
Barely not even the first minute.
Nope.
Hey Frankie, let them know the process a little bit, like what you got from just. Frankie helped me out a little bit last night because I was like, okay, what do you about this? Blah, 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 whatever. We're doing a little bit of theme music, a little fade ins, fade outs, a little bit of scene change, editing a little bit last night. So what did you think of the process, first of all, bro?
Oh my God, dude, to be honest, I give props and kudos to people that are behind the scenes making movies. Fuck.
Yeah. Hey.
Dude, kudos, man. 'Cause
y'all don't understand at the end of movies, bro. All those motherfuckers that are editing and all that extra work, bro.
Yeah.
Man, it is fucking damn, bro.
Dude, just yesterday, just watching him and helping him, you know, do the little editing of just 2 minutes. It took a lot of work, man. We had to fucking cut out this scene, make this scene, extend this one, pull this one back. We had to get sounds effect. We went through a bunch of sounds that we had to go look for and make sure if this sound, you know, this sound was appropriate for this scene and this scene. Dude, it takes a lot of fucking work behind editing.
Hey, bro, so we did 51 seconds last night, right, bro?
Yes.
What did it take us, about an hour?
And yes, no, yeah, about an hour.
Like 45, 50 minutes for like a 51 second, like a minute.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
And I think it was just like the first minute of the movie, right?
Yeah, it was the first 51 seconds, and I was like, all right, because we whittled it down a little bit. It was like 55, it was almost a minute, and then we went down a little bit. Like, okay, what's that? Whatever. But it was literally trying to go through everything, trying to figure out what fit, what doesn't fit.
Yep.
And you know the funny part is, the interesting part last night that was so simple about it. When I did the movie the last time, I had to go in and like try to like rename all those scenes because some of them were bloopers. I had to look at every single fucking scene. I had to be like, this doesn't fucking fit. Fuck this. Now I'm just throwing them in there. I'm like, let me check it out. Okay, yeah, it works. Fuck it, next. Because you know, life's kind of getting busy. Yeah. But that's the funny part about it, bro. Like I ended up last night kind of being like, all right, let's throw it in. I think that's the right scene, but there's some blooper scenes. Yeah. And it's usually with the actors. But there's some blooper scenes and there's some repeated scenes, so I don't know what those are. I uploaded everything, but Frankie was there for the process. He's like, yeah, bro. He started getting tired, like, yeah, it's cool, dog. It's great. It's cool.
And honestly, but yeah, just watching, you know, him edit those first, you know, scenes. Dude, it takes a lot of work, you know, and kudos and props to the people that, you know, are behind the scenes making movies. Kudos to those guys, because those guys are behind the scenes, man. And now I know how long and what it takes to fucking direct and make a fucking movie.
Kudos.
Honestly. Props to those guys.
Yeah, that's why, like, at the end of the movies, like, you know, like a lot of times we leave or something, but, like, I like to see, like, how many people it took to make the movie, especially if you look at it like an action movie or a lot of, like, CGI and all that kind of shit. Man, it takes a lot of people to do that. So when I look at it, I'm like, oh shit, no shit. And I'm like, wow, dude, all that for like 2 hours, bro.
And you know what's the funny part is that when he was talking about, you know, at the end of the movies, the credits, you know, I've realized that there's people that handle different departments of the movie. Like there's just one person for just sounds, one person for this, one person for that. And I mean, dude, these people are like taking the charge of like actual directing a movie, man, and it takes a lot of work to like design, and especially also too, like what I was looking at behind is like when the scenes, you know, how they fade out or fade in, if they need to cut this scene or if they need to put this part out, take this part out, or put this, you know, sound effect in. So it takes a lot of fucking work.
You know what's crazy that you said that too, though, bro? Like, because we're doing like everything in one shot, right? So it's whatever. But there usually is somebody that does all the music.
Yes.
There's somebody that usually does all the editing. And then there's somebody else who maybe will do like the special, the cuts and whatever. The editor sometimes will oversee the different departments and stuff like that to make sure that there's another portion of it that's continuity, which means like if the person's wearing a blue shirt in one scene, in the next scene where they're supposed to be wearing the blue shirt, that should still be the scene. Sometimes they film out of order. So that's one of the things on the first movie I really try to be like, hey dude, minimal costumes because you're gonna forget, because we filmed it in different weeks and different weekends. Yeah. And one of the biggest things was to be able to make sure like, hey dude, like this person's shirt matched because we're gonna film it 2 weeks later, but make sure it's the same outfit. And it's like making sure the haircut was right and the facial hair was right, and like nobody had like a big old fucking yellow, fucking red, fucking, you know, soccer fucking whatever, the team Cruz Azul or some bullshit. When it's like 2 weeks ago, it's like, bro, you had long hair. Like, you know what I mean? Like, obviously you have a buzz cut. So it's continuity is another department that kind of helps make sure, and sometimes they slip, don't get me wrong, or whatever, or sometimes the scene will be backwards where you'll see a person have an earring in one ear and then the other scene it'll be on the other ear, but it's because the scene got flipped. Oh. There's something on this editing app or whatever I'm using that you can actually flip the scene. Oh, so you can reverse it. So like we'd be reversed or something, right? So I would be on that side, you'd be on this side, even though we're filming like this or whatever. Okay. So sometimes that'll happen. I'm like, that wasn't on that side, bro, or something like that, dude. Like it'll be something like that. Yeah. So there's all that. But yeah, dude, we ended up. So just to let everybody know, it is in the process going on. Didn't get to another motherfucking open mic. I was gonna go last night, but they never fucking hit up on that website that I go to see where they're at. So I didn't get to that this weekend. Boo, boo, boo. It will happen. I don't know when, but it'll fucking happen. Probably next month sometime. I don't know. Fuck, next month's already packed too. Fuck.
I know.
But editing is going on, so that'll be happening, and then I'll be doing the second installment this year, 2025. Second short film deal will be probably in October. It's kind of a slower month, so try to get some of that footage, and that's going to be more at a park and a playground kind of a deal. Yeah. So that'll happen. So that's on the process going on. Also, just to let everybody know, if you're able to, Universal Horror Nights, baby, is coming up. It's starting in September. And me and Spooky Bitch already got our tickets and our express pass and are getting early fucking add-ons. And I think Frankie's gonna be doing it too. Sasquatch. I know you're waiting for your baby squatch or whatever you want to call it. But you know we gotta do what we gotta do, bro, because the prices are going up. So I'll just let them know about that too. But yeah, those are already starting. We're starting to plan already. All that shit's starting to get the tickets for all that stuff. So that's
Halloween season.
Rocking and rolling, big dog. You know what I mean? Stuff's going on for sure. Early, baby, early. So some of that's starting to go on too.
Oh, wait a minute, real quick. Are we still doing the what's it called? Reign of Terror with light stick, just a glow stick?
Yes. Yes.
Are you hearing this? Okay, look, let me tell you, Wolfpack. Every time we go to Reign of Terror, I fucking go in. It's like 100 some fucking doors. I turn pale white and I fucking start sweating. Okay? He's all like, "Are you okay?" Yeah. I'm good. Let's go.
It's 142. It's one maze, 142 rooms that you go through. Okay, they're all kind of attached to each other, so you kind of know. It's like a 45-minute experience kind of a deal, right? Depending on how fast or slow.
Big ass fucking empty.
Frankie always, he's gone a few times, and it's funny because where's Frankie? And he's back there like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Like, that's the most awake I've ever seen you, bro. Like, to be honest with you, he'll fall asleep at a movie theater. He don't give a fuck. He did that today. We'll get to that in a bit. Yes. But Frankie is the most awake I have ever seen him, sweating profusely from everywhere. Like, you cool? He's like, yeah, bro, I just gotta take a break. Like, we got another, like, fucking 100 rooms to go, bro.
And luckily, you know, I made it through all the home maze. We went. But this time he's saying that we can go through the rooms pitch dark with just a glow stick.
Okay,
that's fucking scary. That's fucking scary.
So let me pitch this. Reign of Terror. They have a 6 months to Halloween. Usually in April, they start doing a couple nights just to kind of get everybody like in the Halloween spirit, even early in the year. And then they really open up for the Halloween season. It's usually from like September to the first weekend of November. Yeah. We've gone a few times, and they've added some new stuff. You haven't been to the add-ons. Me and Spooky Bitch went during the 6 months to Halloween. Okay. Add-on, they have a little Louisiana vibe. That was their new thing, guy, kind of a deal. Witch doctor-y kind of dude. So that was kind of cool. Actually, that one got Spooky Bitch.
I bet.
So... there's a couple new things that they switched around or whatever, right? They try to keep it like new a little bit here and there, but we have never gone where it is lights out edition, okay? So lights out edition is when you go, like he said, it's pitch black, and they're like, here's your glow stick, and you have to go through these rooms with the glow stick. What? Man, I cannot wait for that shit, dude. Oh,
yes.
Clear.
Yeah.
Yes, clear. I can't wait for that shit, bro.
I mean, dude, already with the lights on, it's not like super scary, but it's fucking scary.
You got some pop-ups and you got some like, okay, so you know that scary that you're feeling? Yeah. That's suspense.
Okay, that fucking feeling is suspense. Okay. Yes. So walking through this fucking maze, it's cool and all, but now in the fucking dark, shit, I'm gonna get ready for that.
Buddy.
That's gonna be fucking crazy to see.
Yeah, buddy.
Because we've gone in through it so many times with the lights. So now it's gonna be real different with the no lights. You're gonna be like wondering like what the fuck's going on.
Bro, what about that room that is full of dots? Oh, the first thing when that thing comes out, I wonder how that's gonna work.
Bro, that shit scared the fuck out of me. Dude, we walked at that time when we walked in there, and then like right away when I walked, I had this presence. I was like, somebody's in here, but it was pitch dark, right? But then all of a sudden, I just saw something move. I was like, and I even told him, I was like, hey, there's somebody in here with us. but you can't see shit because it's dark.
It's a black room, but it's like
Yes.
it's very black, and you can barely see. But there's like white dots here and there, and that person has like a black
Yes.
bodysuit,
Yeah.
right, with like white dots, so they blend in. So all of a sudden they'll just kind of pop out at you.
Yes.
So, I'm gonna be interested in how they do that, or that room that looks like it's like revolving.
Revolving, yes.
Right, where you like kind of lose your balance a little bit.
Oh
so yeah,
my
we're
God.
gonna be planning on doing that this year. 'Cause
That's
damn it,
gonna be
I want to
fucking
go.
fun, yes.
I want to go do that. So
Yes.
that'll be the first weekend of November. Actually, I think that'll be like the first or second or something. Whatever it is, that's the last weekend you usually do. But Lights Out Edition, that's where we're gonna go to. So that's gonna be kind of fun to do that. With that being said, everybody, right? We got a couple things we're gonna kind of go into. We're gonna go into movie review right here for a second. Movie review corner. That's what we're gonna do. Here we go. Movie review corner. All right, so I've seen a couple movies this week. Frank's seen a couple movies this week, and so we're gonna kind of review some of this stuff real quick. Not really real quick. It'll probably take us like fucking 15 minutes. But anyway, we're gonna kind of review some stuff going on for sure, and then we'll kind of get into the topic because the movies kind of goes into the topic we're gonna talk about today. So one movie I have to let everybody know is The Home. Okay, that's one fucking movie that's awesome. So me and Spooky Bitch got tickets to go to AMC. They had an unseen horror movie preview of a movie that hasn't been out yet. Nobody, no trailers, no nothing, right? So they're like, yeah, fuck it, let's just do it. So we went. There was a few people, goddamn, and they're all as weirdo as us, goddamn. If you ever want to see the real weirdos of society, go to a Halloween event or a horror fucking movie, bro. Weird motherfuckers. But we went. It's with Pete Davidson. The movie should be out now because I've seen some trailers from it now or some advertisements for Pete Davidson. Great movie, a lot of twists. It gets bloody and gory towards the end of it. You got to see it, dude. Yeah, you got to see it. But it's a great movie. The Home. It's a horror movie. Just go for the ride. In the beginning, you're like, okay, let's see whatever, and then you start noticing some shit's off. Some shit's off. It's this guy that has to do some community service work at an old folks home.
Oh shit!
And then you start noticing there's some weird shit, and then it gets weirder. There's some weird shit and some fucking whatever and some conspiracy theory shit. But then it's like, oh my god, wait a minute, is this true or what? It's just fucking weird, bro. It's a great movie though. We went and me and Spooky Rich were like most of the whole time.
Right.
So that's a great movie to go watch. I don't want to really give away the movie because like I really want to tell you what it's about, but I just don't. But go for that. It's a great enjoyment with that.
Right.
Second movie we saw, Happy Gilmore 2, everybody. It's out 29 years later.
Yes.
29 years later. So Frankie came over to kick it last night, and we kind of like, fuck it, let's watch it, bro. You know what I mean? We were editing. I did some school
Ordered
stuff.
some bomb ass food.
Fuck, dude, that fucking pizza, dude, Valentina's is fucking the shit.
Yes.
All right, so we ended up watching on Netflix. What the fuck was I saying? Happy Gilmore 2.
Yep.
It's out and about. A lot of cameos. Dude, they do a lot of reference to the first movie. They do a lot of this and that. They do a lot of, tying in and whatever. What did you think about the movie, bro?
Dude, I fucking love fucking Happy Gilmore 2, dude. 2 thumbs up. 2 paws.
2 paw prints up.
2 paw prints. Paw prints. Because, dude, they referenced a lot from Happy Gilmore 1, dude. They brought back Shooter fucking McGavin, dude. I mean,
They brought back a lot of people, but they're grown up now, though.
They brought so many people, dude, back from like the first movie, extras, and dude, and some of the, even from like some of the characters in the movie that they were young, they're now older, and they brought them back.
Yes.
You know what I mean, dude, this guy is, I don't know, dude. I was talking to my brother last night about it. Because I was talking to him, that I spent the day with him watching Happy Gilmore. And he was telling me, that this guy, Adam Sandler, is such a great fucking actor, dude. He's very humble. Just the fact that he had his daughters, his wife, he brought his son. He brought so many people that were, that we've known in the 90s that, were great actors. But they were, done for so many years because, you know what I mean? Times changed. But just him bringing back all those old characters, man. And to see Eminem on there, you know what I mean? Dude, I don't want to give any more away, but dude, you have to go for the ride. Awesome fucking movie, dude. 2 paw prints.
Yes, I'll give you a cheer for that.
Fuck yeah, dude. I will watch it again.
So just to let you know, this movie takes place 30 years later, just like the filming of the movie is. It's 29 years later since the first one.
Yep.
And they kind of referenced that, right? Well, Happy's won some tournaments throughout the years, but also this, and where his life changed and stuff like that. So when they bring back older characters, you're like, who the fuck's this dude? And then they reference it in the first movie, you're like, that's that motherfucker, and it's really that motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like it's like, oh shit, it's like I didn't realize, and I think I read this somewhere. I didn't realize how much of a cult classic that movie was.
Right.
Because I was like, I mean, Billy Madison was kind of like his first movie, but Happy Gilmore was really the one that got like Adam Sandler like, oh shit. And then you got The Waterboy, blah, 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 and all the other ones that came in.
Yeah.
But to reference back to a lot of the actors from the beginning, and then even a lot of the cameos, and just a lot of the storyline actually made sense a little bit, whatever. And it really made sense a lot for them to do that, because they did reference like, oh shit, like, you know, it's been 29 years, all that bullshit. And so they made reference to that a lot, and they made references to a lot of people that have passed away. There was a lot of people that were in the first movie, but they did it in such a great way, right? To include everybody, you know what I mean? Kind of a deal. So that was kind of cool to see that in that aspect. If you want, like, I honestly thought, bro, like it was like I was reliving my childhood, bro, because that was fuck, bro. Like I was like 18 when that movie came out, bro. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Almost 19. But I remember that, right? I think I was 19 when that movie came out. And so now, as an adult, going like, oh fuck, bro, like it kind of fucking ignited some of that, like back in the day. Like, hey, I remember it still has the fucking funny. It still has the fucking, you know what I mean? The life of like the first one. So you know, it fucking two paw prints way the fuck up for Happy Gilmore too.
Yeah,
for sure.
two paw prints.
Like we want to talk about it because we've been doing it, but like I'm not gonna do it on here so you guys can see it. But if you do, leave some comments. You know, tell us what you thought of it. I'm sure. And then another movie we saw today was F1. Well, I saw more of it than Frankie did. Fuck, bro, I'm gonna give you some speed, bro, like some meth, so you can stay awake. Frankie was snoring so loud in the movie at one time, because he snored a few times, that everybody in the theater started laughing. I was like, oh, but I started laughing with them, actually. I would say, what do you think of the movie, bro? But like, I'll start with this one.
Well, look, I'll be honest with you, Wolfpack. Yes, I was in and out of sleep, dude. Okay, I get it, I understand. But I did watch most of the movie better than I did watch Thunderbolts.
Oh my god, okay? That was such a wasted ticket.
Yes, I did. I ain't gonna lie, that was
you hyped Thunderbolts up so much, and you were like,
yes, honestly, no. But this one, F1, dude, I honestly. Brad Pitt was great in it.
I think he did a great job.
He did a great job, dude. The other guy that came out as a racer, dude, he was good too. You know, both different stories. One's older, one's younger. You know what I mean? Great actor, that guy Javier. He's a great actor.
Them? Yeah.
Yes, he's a great fucking actor too. Dude, the fucking movie was good, dude. Even though I missed some parts out of it, but honestly, throughout the time that I was watching the movie, it was a great story. Great fucking race cars, dude. I give props to all the guys behind the scenes of race, because I've never been into like a F1 or racing cars, right? But just to see the people behind the work that do everything they can to make this motherfucking car go fast, dude, that is fucking crazy.
They use a lot in this movie about the science of racing and how they get these cars faster and all the work that they do on that. But also one thing that I really liked was the angles of the camera when they're driving, because they do it so flawlessly, where they mounted these cameras on these cars where like you see like the front of the car when they're racing, but you also see behind them when they're racing, and
you see in the front steering wheel when they're in the car.
Like there's so much stuff that they show with the camera footage on this one that you feel like you're kind of racing, really what it is.
Oh, and the sound, dude, was amazing.
Yeah, and the funny part is every time they were in the car and they're racing, I'm like, because I started getting anxiety, like, oh fuck, like you kind of feel like you're in that environment, which is cool. I have gone to a racing thing before, and being in the audience is different, but this one really makes you feel like you're on the track.
Oh yeah, dude,
which is really good.
Yeah, honestly, the sound, dude, the quality. I mean, dude, we watched it in laser, dude. Great fucking, lighting, of course. Like I said, great movie, dude. Great story, dude. You know what I mean? Go for the ride, dude. Honestly, dude, I enjoyed it, dude. For the parts that I watched, dude, you know what I mean? It was, it was good. To see Brad Pitt in this side of racing, dude, it was something different. Because I know that they had, I remember there's an old school movie in the 90s that I think Sylvester Stallone made, and I had to do, I think it was called Driven. I don't know if you've seen that one.
Maybe.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And to see Brad Pitt play in this side as a racer, dude, was something new, because he's always usually like, You know, like what do you call it? He's usually like the hero, the cool guy, or he's like fucking like an undercover agent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, so to see him play this role and to see him in a different role, you know, was something new, and he fucking killed it, man.
Well, I think honestly, you know, and that's a good observation. I think honestly, Brad Pitt in this movie, what it is that he's matured as an actor. So you saw a lot of his maturity as an actor.
Yeah.
He had a lot of flaws that he showed on the film. Not that he made mistakes on the film, but that his character was very vulnerable.
Oh yeah.
There was a lot of humanity in that character because normally, like you said, a lot of his character plays like, I can, you know, I'll shoot everybody and I'm gonna stay alive and blah blah.
Yeah.
You know, kind of, you know, he's a heartthrob and woo woo. And but I think in this one, it really showed his age.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he kind of walked into his age, and I think that his acting really showed with the, you know, the years of him acting and stuff. Like he did a lot of different levels to this character that he showed. Yeah. I think a lot of the other, characters that he's played hasn't had this much of depth. You know what I mean? It was like you kind of have to see the movie to know, but he had a lot of different levels to him that he showed in this one, right?
Yeah.
Kind of a deal. So I think that really needed to happen in this movie. If it would have been just like a Brad Pitt movie, hey, you know, Mr. and Mrs. fucking Smith bullshit, part driving part 2, it wouldn't have played well. So I think the fact is, like, Brad Pitt really allowed himself to expand. I honestly was really, really pleased with his acting in this one.
Yeah, honestly.
Like, I wasn't like, oh, it's a Brad Pitt fucking movie.
Yeah.
But I was like, holy shit, like, Brad Pitt really did kill it.
Yeah, he did. Honestly, dude, he killed it, dude. He killed it in the movie, dude. And to see, like he said, you know, and this was for me, this was something different. Like I said, to see Brad Pitt play a vulnerable human being was something different because, like he said again, we've seen movies. Brad Pitt, he's always like the hero, the guy, the saving one. I'm undercover and all this. But to see him this time, you know, be vulnerable and be it, you know that he had flaws and mistakes. You know what I mean? And they still haunted him, but he was still trying to overcome.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he was still haunted by his past life.
Yeah, he was haunted by his past life, dude, and he was trying to overcome. You know what I mean? Every single step to try to be that fulfill that legacy that he always wanted. Yeah. So to see him playing this role, dude, was phenomenal, dude. He was great, man. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah. Really, really, really good movie, actually. Really good. Two poppers. Yep. So I'm gonna go back to this one because this is a movie that I've said before, but Frankie finally saw it last night, so we're gonna kind of go on this. Death of a Unicorn.
Fuck yes.
Okay, Death of a Unicorn. All right.
Gotta watch it.
Gotta watch it. Okay, I finally told Frank it's streaming. What is it streaming on?
HBO Max.
Okay, there you go. And then another one that's also streaming that you got to see, which he hasn't seen, but I have seen. But I'll tell you about that in a minute. The Amateur. That's a really great movie. So Death of a Unicorn. What did you think? Because I've been trying to get you to see this fucking movie for a minute, and it was just a shot in the dark. Fuck it, me and Spooky Bitch were gonna go and see it. So I said, fuck it, why not?
You know what? I'll be honest. When I first heard that movie, I remember I was scrolling. We were making plans to go to movies, and I was scrolling through the app, right? And I see the movie, Death of a Unicorn. I was like, what the fuck is this? I was like, is this like a kid movie or a cheesy movie? I was like, all right, cool, whatever. They saw it. Me and Spooky Bitch saw it. And they're like, bro, you have to watch.
We saw it just by chance because we wanted to see a movie. It just fit in the time frame. We're like, fuck it, why not? We got the AMC pass. We got 4 movies a week we could see for, every week. Fuck it, let's just go see it. And we were like, that was a good movie. Yeah,
dude. And honestly, I was just like, what the fuck is this movie, right? So finally, he goes, when he saw it, he tells me, you have to go watch it. So finally, after yesterday spending the night, here watching movies and hanging out, he literally popped up on HBO Max, right? And I told him, and he's like, yeah, he's on HBO Max. I was like, I'm gonna watch it when I get home, dude. I got home, watched it, dude. Oh my god, dude, it was hilarious to see Paul Rudd in this, dude, and the unicorn. Dude, I fucking love the unicorns, and they get mad.
I love Paul Rudd. But I love him better when he tries not to be funny, and it's like he's in a dad role.
Yes,
or something, right? Like he's in a more seriously role, but like his comedy kind of comes out.
Yeah.
When he tries to be funny, and it has to be Paul Rudd funny. I kind of get turned off because it's too much Paul Rudd.
Yeah, it's too much of him. Yeah,
you know what I mean. But on this one, like it was like, oh, okay, like it worked really well.
Yes, it was like he was like almost like he was like this lawyer guy, whatever. But he had a dark side to him too, right?
Yeah, but then he felt like obligated to be there for the family, but then he was torn because of his daughter, what she thought of him, and so there was a lot of different aspects of him in this movie, but
yes, dude,
but he finally saw it. Frankie finally saw it.
I saw it, dude. There's great actors in it, dude. Oh my god, dude. You know, like one of the guys that comes from We're the Millers, he comes out. I forgot his name. He's fucking funny in it, dude. Dude, just all I watched the whole. I stayed up till like 2:30 in the morning watching this movie, dude. It was hilarious. My brother, he was like in the other room. What are you watching? He goes, you keep laughing. I'm like, death of a fucking unicorn, bro.
I told you, dog.
He's like, what's it on? I'm like, HBO Max. He goes, I'm gonna watch it later on. I was like,
Death of a Unicorn. You haven't seen it, please see it. It's on HBO Max. And another one.
Go for the ride.
Oh, totally big ride. Totally big too. Poppers up on that one for sure.
And don't piss off the unicorn.
No, hell no, dude. Also, another one that I saw this week, me and Spooky Bitch saw, was The Amateur with Rami Malek and Lawrence Fishburne. I've always wanted to see it. I just didn't get a chance to see it in the theaters.
Yes.
It's streaming, I think, on Hulu.
Yes, Hulu.
And what a great to pop Prince up again for this movie. It is a great movie. It is. It's got the spy technology. It's got the vulnerability of this guy, the intelligence of this dude. You know, it's just the guy trying to find the killers of his wife. Really, is what it is. But there's a lot of like secret stuff going on, and he uncovers that shit too. And so it's a lot.
Yeah.
I dig all those like Mission Impossible, Jason Bourne, all that shit. So it kind of has that vibe to it.
Yep.
But it has Rami Malek's wonderful acting capabilities. His vulnerability is this, and just his not the person that people would expect to have this much of spy knowledge kind of deal, but everybody's like, I think we underestimated this guy, kind of a deal. So if you have a chance to see any of these movies, please go ahead and check out these movies. Some of them are streaming, some of them are in theaters, but give it your chance.
There's one about Predators. Watch Predators.
Oh yes, another one we're gonna have to talk about.
Two Paw Prints
way up. Predators, Killer of Killers. It's an animated film, and it's also on Hulu. Frankie told me about it last night. I was like, I will watch it, bro. Fuck it. I was like, holy shit. First of all, I love that kind of animation.
Yes.
It really looks like realistic.
Yeah.
But it takes a if you've ever seen any of the Predator movies, you know, there's like 57 of them. This one takes a look at 3 of their captive prisoners and their backstories of how they beat predators or whatever, and you know, maybe how they got there too, in different time eras, which is really cool. And it's just a really good deal because I don't know about you, but I'm always surprised about all the fucking weapons these predators fucking have, bro. And in every time era, they use different fucking weapons. And I was like, so that was really fucking cool. I mean, it is gory, it's bloody, it's got action, it's got stories, it's got all sorts of stuff to it. Cause you're like, how are they gonna beat this motherfucker? How are they gonna do this? And but it's a cool animated film to go see. Predator, Killer of Killers. If you have a chance, like I said, see any of these movies on streaming or see any of them in the theaters, man. Go for the ride for each of them, and you know, like I said, we're good. We're good with it. I knew it wasn't gonna be. We've seen so many fucking movies, dude. Like fucking, I knew it was gonna be no fucking like short, like real quick reviews. My ass. It's most of the fucking thing, but this does tie me into the topic of this week. It's a real quick topic because we already got half the episode kind of done. But I was talking to Frankie about something, and I was talking about like an artistic view, right? A lot of times directors have an artistic view of how they, doing this not this podcast, but doing the editing for the short film, this new one. Still no name to it, so I can't even tell you. But it's just, I have a vision of how it's gonna go, right? And so hopefully that relates on the screen when you all see it. But one thing I was talking to Frankie about is a lot of times, there's always this issue with, you like more action, more gore, more let's get to it kind of a deal. And I'm older, so I get a little more, I can go for the ride a little bit easier. Yeah. With suspense or thrillers or like, kind of that kind of deal. But I think that one of the things I was telling him is like every director or artist or anybody has a certain vision for what they want. Yes. And as an artistic person myself, right, whether it's tattooing, comedy, counseling, fucking, filming, whatever, there's always a vision that I have, like what I'm trying to portray or, the finished product, and you have to kind of have that vision before you do it. I think that one of the things I was talking to you about was how a lot of these people, when people I don't get it. Well, it's the director's not trying to film for like every motherfucker that sees the movie's fucking perspective, dog. We have to fit into that person's perspective. And that's a very big thing to understand, not just in movies, but in life.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? Because a lot of times, we were talking about this earlier, actually, when we were going to the movies. A lot of times, I try to be Big Daddy, fucking Big Adrian, Wolfman of comedy, blah, blah. I know who the fuck I am, right?
Mm-hmm.
But depending on the circumstance or the situation or the person, you know what I mean, that I'm communicating with, I might have to put that in a different fucking package for that person, though, right?
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? It's still me, right?
Yeah.
I'm not changing myself, like, oh my God, you know, whatever. It just, sometimes this has to be put in a separate envelope for that person to receive better, right? And I think that takes a lot of understanding, and it takes a lot of empathy of, like, what are you trying to do with this person, right? A lot of people don't have that skill, that people skill, right?
Right.
But think about it, like, you know what I mean? A lot of us, we probably have certain ways that we like people to approach us, or we like have people, or a certain way that they talk to us, you know what I mean? Like, say Frankie was to tell somebody something, right? And I say the exact same thing, but I deliver it in a more fucking like, hey, motherfucker, you know what I mean, kind of deal?
Yeah.
Well, you know what I mean? Like, the person's gonna close off, right?
Yeah.
So I think the fact is to be able to kind of put your head into the other person's shoes allows you to communicate with them better and probably understand them better, right? And I think a lot of it has to do with that vision or that artistic view for a lot of us that we have of you know, what we're trying to do and what we're trying to convey, especially with communication, because communication can fuck some shit up, dog.
Oh, yeah.
If it's read wrong, you know what I mean?
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
So I think that, you know, we're talking about it, we're looking at these movies and whatever, like Frankie's like, I don't get it. And there's like one movie we saw that I didn't get and you got. Remember? That horror movie? And I was like, I didn't get it.
Yeah.
Whatever, I forgot what it was, but it was like based on a video game or some shit.
Yeah, I remember that one.
And then I was like, I don't get it.
Yeah.
And I get a lot of shit, bro. And I was like, one movie, they're like, you didn't get it? I'm like, bitch, that's one movie, bro. Like, I didn't get it. That was the years we've been going. But I didn't understand why certain things were in there and where they weren't and why and how come they had to overlap some shit, which they kind of really didn't need all that crap, to be honest with you. I think they just did it to fill in time.
Yeah, I think so too.
But one of the things is, when we're talking about, I was thinking, it's like, you know, for a lot of us, you know, we have to work on trying to understand what we're trying to put out there, but also our audience, man. Who are you trying to reach, bro? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's not a one size fits all kind of shit.
Very true.
You know what I'm saying?
I fucking agree with you on that, dude. And just to piggyback on what he said, you know, sometimes, you know, like he said, you know, the approach can be there, you know, and the message can be still the same fucking way. But like he said, that person is gonna close off because he read it or misinterpret the message the wrong way, you know what I mean? And sometimes that happens, you know what I mean? Like he said, you know, earlier, you know, the artistic view of you know, seeing a movie. Sometimes there's times, like, you know, where we watch the movie and I've asked him a couple times, like, so what happened in this? And there's things sometimes that I don't understand that he does, you know what I mean? And sometimes, you know, I feel like that's the approach that sometimes we have to take. And not only that, but inside also too, I've heard, and I've heard a lot that they say, you know, get inside that person's mind to see how they're looking in their perspective at some point, you know? And sometimes that's what I try to do when we go see the movie. You know, when getting into the movie, sitting there and having a different perspective. Because sometimes, you know, you can sit there and watch a movie and you're on your own head watching it and you're like, all right, this. But then something happens in the movie where a spin-off, something happens and it gives you a twist, and then automatically it changes your perception. Like, what happened? You know what I mean? So he's definitely right on that. You know, the artistic view, I appreciate that more now, because now, you know, there's an audience that's watching it, and not only that, but now it's like I'm tapping into the director's mind and trying to see his point of view of how he's bringing live the movie. You know what I mean?
Well, and not even that. Like I'll give you an example of this where this kind of right now when you were talking, I was thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
I remember one time I had a boss, one of the places I worked at, and he came at me, and I just wrong day, wrong time, wrong approach, and I was just like, I'm gonna stab this motherfucker, allegedly.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta put that word. And so I was heated, man, and I was outside having a cigarette, whatever, and one of my coworkers came in and was like, whoa, what happened, man? You've been this motherfucker, blah, blah. And he's like, well, maybe he's trying to say this. I go, yeah, okay, maybe. Yeah, but fuck him. But in that moment, like, he kind of said the same shit. He just worded it a little bit different, and his approach was different, right? And like, I heard it though. You know what I mean? Like, at least I heard him, right? I mean, I was still in my emotions and shit, whatever. You know, I was kind of closed off. But I think the fact is, like I said, you can have somebody communicate to you, but you might have to check yourself because you might be blocking the message because you're looking too much at the messenger.
Ooh.
And that's happened a lot, bro. Like, I've had certain people tell me some shit, I'm like, fuck that fool. And then, like, another person will tell me pretty much the same thing. I'm like, all right, but I like you, motherfucker. Fuck him. You know what I mean? And so it blocks out that information or suggestion or maybe growth, you know what I mean, that I can kind of have just because I might not be in the right spot, you know what I mean? So I think that a lot of arguments, a lot of disagreements, a lot of things is because people don't have that. What is this person really trying to say, though?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, they got that block. You know what I'm saying? And I think that it creates a lot of fucking drama, dude. To be honest with you.
It does.
Getting told for drama, dog.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. Ain't no time for, nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that, man. But I honestly think that, dude, because, like, I know that for me, working with my new clients that I work with, they call them members, but they're clients. Yeah. But, you know, they got, some of them are low functioning, mid functioning, pretty high functioning, you know, people with mental illnesses, man. And, I've noticed that I've had to take a different approach to certain things, you know what I mean? Because it's like I can't, some of the stuff that I throw out there real quick, like that, you know, the average person could pick up, like if I work in treatment or just a Joe Schmo that I'm talking to, they'll get it, right? And sometimes I realize, okay, I gotta slow down a little bit, and this person kind of gets it but doesn't. I gotta explain a little bit more and be a little more patient, and you know what I mean? So that's helped me grow right there.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And honestly, you're right, dude. I've had to learn to do the same thing. You know what I mean? Working with mental health, you know, patients. You know, same thing. You know, low functioning. It's sometimes, and it's hard. It's irritating. It can be stressful. You know what I mean? But like he said, there's times where I explain one thing to one patient and another one doesn't get it. So then I gotta swing, you know, my way to explain to this person a different way than what because he already understood it. You know what I mean? And like he said, you know, explaining things a different way helps me and like him to grow, but also to change our perspective and have a different mindset, you know?
Well,
and a different view.
And even that, like, I think the fact is, like, you know, I did a tattoo this weekend and stuff on this guy, and you know what I mean? And I was like, okay, well, I'm trying different things. Like, I always try different techniques or different, you know, needles or companies or whatever to try out shit, you know what I mean?
Right.
But I remember there have been people, like, when I first started tattooing that would, like, give me shit about my tattoos, right? Still, you know, everybody's a critic.
Yeah.
It's fine, it's whatever. I'm still getting paid, motherfucker. So, but I think that there's, you know, some people pick up one thing and then just stick with it, and there's no growth that happens, right? So if you think about it in the same way as us as people, you might know a little bit of knowledge, but you just stuck with it, and that's it. You know what I mean? Like, you didn't grow. Like, yeah, you know your 1, 2, 3s and ABCs, but can you fucking count, and can you make a fucking sentence, though? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's cool, you know your alphabet, dog, but can you fucking, like, write a paper? Can you fucking, you know, even now with my second master's, you know what I mean? I got a critique from one of my teachers and stuff. She goes, she gave me like a B on something. I went, bitch, I've been getting A's this whole time. She's like, well, you're not doing this, you're not doing this. I go, yes, I did. I reached the number this. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna try better next time. But of course, I'm doing it at work, so I don't really give a fuck.
Right.
As long as I pass the class, I'm not trying to be like so great in your class. I got 3 more weeks. I'm out.
Yeah, exactly. Get my fucking B.
You know what I mean? But I get it, bro. You know, but like some of the suggestions she gave me was like, hey, make sure you use the word reference and make sure you do this, and you know, maybe talk about more of the themes in the book. And whoop, whoop. I'm like, yeah, okay. I'm in your class for 3 more weeks, motherfucker.
Yeah, exactly.
But I understand what she's saying. You know, I think she's full of shit, but whatever. But I think now because we're so late in the class, she's like knocking me out so much. I'm just like, I don't understand. Okay, well, she keeps on telling me to review the APA format. I go, APA for it's a discussion post. You know what I mean? It's not like a paper.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Because I get like 100s or 90 somethings on my papers and shit. So I'm like, you want me to do that same? Oh, all right, whatever, dude. Then. But that's that one person's right. Deal.
Right.
You know what I mean? And these are only my first 2 classes. I still got another 2 fucking years. So if I took what she said to heart and I took it personal, right? Then I'd be like, you know what, fuck this school, man. Which that thought kind of crossed my mind. You know what, fuck this. I go, but that's just that one teacher, and that's the one grade.
Yeah.
You know, I get it like multiple grades a week. You know what I mean? And I'm doing pretty well, bro. So I'm like, all right, cool. I just got to tighten up my shit for the next 3 weeks, get done with it, and I move on to the next. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think for a lot of people, we don't take the time to really see the views of other people. Like I said, and maybe their artistic view or the whatever view they got, really. and we don't take the time for that, and then we start getting all huffy and puffy, and then we're the ones getting affected, bro.
Honestly,
we make fucking impulsive decisions.
Yep.
We get all fucking pissed off, resentments and shit. We get complacent or stagnant. We don't want to grow. Like, see,
Sorry, your fault.
I had this fucking phone, bro. I was like, it's a slider phone, motherfucker. Like, there hasn't been slider phones for a minute. I got this one client that's like, I got this Obama phone, but I only can use it 3 days out of the month. And then this other guy came with these new fucking, these new Obama phones are now, they're getting iPhones out now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, he goes, that's a new phone? I go, how long have you had your phone, bro? They've had these certain models for like a few years, dude.
Yeah.
Sometimes we stick with what works, but sometimes it blocks us from fucking understanding, growing, and fucking being better people, dog. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean?
Honestly, it does.
Because how many people have we seen, bro, that have just been stuck in their old fucking ways, man?
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, it works for you, bro, but like, look where your life's at, though. That's it. You know what I mean?
You're just stagnant, I know actually somebody right now that their life is like this, you know what I mean? And it's like I get it, you know what I mean? Like, she's had a rough time or whatever, but it's like, dude, like, what are you doing to fucking grow? Like, you know what I mean? I've had this talk with her, and it's like, what are you doing to grow? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what are you doing to, like, face your fucking fears? Like, have you dealt with them yet? Have you fucking tried to fucking go and talk to someone, And it's sad because, a person like that, closes off to the world and they have trust issues. They don't trust nobody. It's a fucked up way to live. Trust me, I know. I went through it, and I've had people that go through it on a daily basis, and it's a miserable way to live, man.
Well, and the problem that happens too, right? The world's changing, evolving, all sorts of shit, video games, movies, fucking technology is going, and it's like, I still have a landline and I got a rotary phone. Well, yeah, it works, bro, but like, fuck, dude, like, you're not like adapting though, you're not evolving. And
exactly.
That's what creates the friction in people's careers, their lives, relationships, the way you fucking budget money, you know what I mean? It's like, hey, bro, like, you can't keep doing the same old shit, you know what I mean? Like, it helped you start off, you know what I mean? You can roll with it for a while, but if you're starting to fucking kind of get agitated or like, then it might be a you issue. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe you haven't fucking adapted, because shit's fucking rocking and rolling, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, shit's adapting and whatever. I went to a meeting on Friday night, right? I went to go pick up another 16-year chip.
Nice.
And some people, like maybe 2, 3, maybe 4 people that I've known for the past or whatever. Some clients that I worked with, they got a couple of years now and stuff, sobriety. And I saw everybody else, I was like, I don't fucking know nobody, bro. And it's like, you know what I mean? And I started realizing it's like, fuck, like, yeah, that place was cool when I first got fucking sober, but 16 years later, motherfucker, like, life's changed, bro, for me. For me. You know what I mean? There's a lot of work I've done. There's a lot of chances and risks that I've taken, a lot of decisions that I made to be able to get to where I'm at today. Yeah. And when I went back there, I was like, I would never come back here. You know what I mean? Because sometimes you outgrow shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I think the fact is, a lot of people do not take the time to see somebody else's view, because when we stick to our own views and our old ways, there's a safety in that shit.
Oh, yeah.
It's a safety net. Yeah. Oh, it's a safety net, bro. Yeah. So then, to be able to get out of that fucking bubble of what you're used to, bro, it's scary. But at the end of the day, like, you know what I mean? Life's changing, bro. Like, that's inevitable. Yeah. You know what I mean? And things are evolving, things are growing, things are this. That's why a lot of these movies are coming out. They're reaching back to like 20, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, 50 years ago. And the reason why they're doing it is because some of the motherfuckers are still around, bro.
Yeah.
But they look at the fucking first Jaws movie and then look at this fucking new Jurassic World movie.
Yeah.
Fucking shit's different, bro.
Different.
You know what I mean?
Different.
The special effects and certain things and certain musics and certain this and fashions and whatever.
And I bet also too the way they film me. Bro, I bet the way they filmed Jaws to now the way they filmed Jurassic Park, it's a whole different new perspective.
And that's what I'm saying, bro. I think the fact is us as people, you know what I mean? Like, we're meant to adapt. We're meant to evolve. And
I agree with you on that.
Part of that thing is, bro, is to fucking start understanding motherfuckers, like, what's your message gonna try to be when you talk to people? What's your vision of what you think you're all that, or you think you're like fucking less than, or like what's their issue? You know what I mean? Because a lot of times ego and pride will block that motherfucker there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, if I'm trying to reach a motherfucker and talk to him, okay, it's cool, but like, are you checking how you're fucking, like, if they're not getting it, it's not a them issue, it's a you issue.
It's a you issue.
You know what I mean? Maybe the way you're serving some shit ain't the best way to serve it. I'm not saying you have to customize it for everybody, but there can be a little bit of adjustment, right? When you're trying to like at least convey some message. or at least trying to get your point across, dog. You know what I mean?
Sure, honestly.
You know what I mean? And so, like, I think the fact is, like, you know, looking at all these movies and being able to see artistic view and just the views of others, it's a very helpful way to help you howl at life, because, you know what I mean? Even though you find your howl, right? There are different ways to howl at different things, though. You can't be like, I'm like, bro, it's just ice cream. What the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, it's, you know what I mean? Like, you know, there's certain different emotions we go through. There's certain different responses we go through. There's certain things that fucking stress us, and there's certain things that fucking make us happy. And, you know, as we get older, you know, that's what it is, really. As you get older, there's other things that are happening. You know what I mean? Like, when I saw Happy Gilmore 2, you know what I mean? One of the things that I saw when they were like, 29 years later, I went, fuck. Because I'm going to be 49 this year, bro. That means I was like 19 when that fucker came out. I'm like, that's a long time, bro. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, dude.
And so, like, if I was still stuck doing 19-year-old shit, then 48-year-old me right now would be fucked off, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Honestly, yeah.
So I think the fact is, like, seeing an artistic view, or even at least taking the approach to look at somebody else's fucking perspective, like you said that word, right? At least that might help us understand better, man. Maybe I can lighten up, or maybe I can use different words, or maybe, you know, whatever. And I'm not saying you got to change for everybody, like you got to customize for every single person you meet. But let's get real, man. There might be a better way for you to be you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A better way for you to be you. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is, bro. You know what I mean? I think that's one of the biggest things that, like, I kind of took this week for a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Is being able to see that. So, all right, y'all. You got your homework. There's a lot of movies out there to see and all that kind of good shit.
Yes,
for
sir.
sure. Be on the lookout for this next short film. Probably gonna edit a little bit more of it later today and try to get it out by the end of this month, maybe, or beginning of next week. I got a lot of tattoos coming in, so.
Yes.
But everybody have a rockin' week. Que la chingada. Yeah, let me take that out.
He needs a nap.
Oh, fuck, yes I do. A rocking week. All right, y'all. Try to plug in, do something, and maybe listen to some of this again and take to heart what we're saying, man. Maybe there's a different way to kind of approach life, right? Or at least pass your message on. So, everybody, we're going to go out like we always do. Let's do this. Laters. We'll see you next episode.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
What a dick.
Bye, guys. Bye, guys. We'll see you next episode, everybody.
Oh my god.